Robert Rivas Radio, Tejano, and much more.
Double R Radio, Tejano, and much more. And at this time, let's go to East L.A., and I'd like to welcome my buddy, Mr. Rudy Salas of Tierra in La Casa. Good morning, Rudy.
Good morning, Robert. Great to hear your voice, bro.
How you doing, amigo?
Good, man. Just keeping busy, running around, trying to keep Tierra working and promoting a lot of stuff, new album and everything. So very busy right now for us.
Amigo, before anything else, let me just tell you this. We just had the Love Jams concert here in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it wasn't the same without you guys being here, man.
Of course not. Of course not. Tierra helps to make those concerts happen. No, I'm sorry to hear that. No, I was kind of kidding around, but I'm sorry to hear that. But we did a couple of them. We did one in Fresno, and then we did one in Las Vegas, and they came out great, man. Really had a great show, and sorry to hear that it didn't go well up there in San Antonio, man, because we should have been there, I would have loved to have done something out there in San Antonio, so.
San Antonio loves your band, dude. They love your music. They love your band. I mean, when you guys perform in San Antonio, you take us down memory lane each and every time.
Oh man, we love San Antonio. We love the people there. We love all the gente. We love I love the town. The period, man. It's just a great town, great city, man. And so hopefully we can get out there soon again.
Amigo, before we move forward here with this interview, let me just say this. I'm very, very blessed to where I met you. I'm going to say maybe 2.5, 3 years ago when we first did our first interview together, and we talked a little bit. And I think it's fair to say we become friends. And I got to tell you, brother, I feel very blessed to have gotten to meet you, to be able to talk to you, have a beer with you, have dinner with you. Right. Amigo, I'm so glad that me and you have bonded to be friends.
Same here, Robert. I got to tell you, bro, when I first met you, man, and from the very beginning, man, I took a liking to you, man. You're a good dude, and man, you're a great personality, and you kind of showed me around San Antonio too, man, and that was cool, man. I really enjoyed that. So we're familia now, bro.
That's right. Now I gotta ask you this. Now you were just y'all guys just performed on the cruise ship, on one of these cruise love liner ships, kind of a thing. A couple of months ago, no, Rudy? Right.
It's been about almost 2 months ago. We did a thing, actually. Little Joe y La Familia was there with us, and a couple other Tejano bands that did it with us, and it was great. We had a great time. The people enjoyed it very much. It was great because we played on the ship a couple of shows, and then we went out and we stopped over there in Ensenada, in Baja California, and we went out there and we played at a spot out there in Ensenada, and man, it brought down the house. So it was great. It was just impromptu. We just went up there and did it, and it was cool. People loved it.
Amigo, the beauty of your band and the way you guys just seem to get stronger and stronger as time goes on. What is your secret?
We're old guys. No, you know what it is, bro, is I got some guys they're all veteranos, man. They've been around for years, man, and they've they've now been with me. Most of these guys have been with me for 20 years or more, and so it's gotten real tight. Everybody loves what they're doing. Everybody loves the music, man. We have a passion for our music, and it just it keeps getting better, and I'm blessed to have that with my band, and it's great, and people seem to really respond, and we love what we're doing, and I think that's the secret right there, bro.
Amigo, you've got a brand new CD that you've just released called Ya Llegó. Talk to me about this.
Tierra Ya Llegó. That's our brand new CD, and we started working on it last year. At the beginning of the year, and we've been getting some great response from people all over the different parts of the Southwest and the rest of the country, and we released it. We put out a single, a Christmas single on it called "Merry Christmas, My Love." they had asked me to do a Christmas song, and instead of doing a whole traditional Christmas song, I wrote a song for my wife, Joanna, and I called it Merry Christmas, My Love, and people loved it, and so we released that as a single to get it out there, and had great response, and we're still having great response all over the country with that.
Amigo, I jumped on that song as soon as I heard it, and I think I called you right away and told you, man, I love this song. Really,
yeah.
I wish I could play this song all year long. I'm serious, man. It's just an awesome song, a beautiful song.
Thank you. Thank you. And, well, the great thing about the song is you can play it every year. You know, it doesn't matter. It won't get old, bro. It keeps going, you know. So people have, we first played it last year, and then we played it again this past Christmas. And people, they love the tune. And thank God for that, you know. So we're blessed to have had that kind of fan base that's very loyal to our music, you know.
How did now just that way the listeners can get a little idea. Rudy, I said, I know your wife inspired you to write that song. Give me your scenario. I mean, was it in the middle of the night, in la mañana, one night after drinking? How did this come about to where you sat down and wrote the song?
Well, actually, like I said, they had asked us to if we would do a Christmas song, and I thought about doing a traditional Christmas song and recording it, but I just thought about my love for my wife and my relationship with her, and then the holidays and everything, and it all just kind of came together, and decided to because I had a melody that I was kind of working on, just a certain melody there, and then I decided to use the term Merry Christmas, My Love, and made it, and the word, like they say, is that, with you it's Christmas every day. You make me Christmas every day, being with you, and that was kind of the theme of it, and I worked around that, and thank God, like I said, people love the tune. And I've been getting so much response from not only the tune, but now the album. People love the album. There's a lot of stuff in there that's just. So we've got some old Tierra stuff. We got the song Memories. We redid that. Did a whole different version of that. A whole different arrangement. We also did a couple other songs, Street Scene and that kind of thing. But we also got some brand new stuff, and a lot of brand new stuff on there, including the Christmas song, and we even got some political stuff in there too. So it's kind of a mix of everything, and people seem to love it.
That's right. Now you've got some special guest artists that also were included in your CD. Talk to me about this.
Right. We did a song called Human Rainbow, and basically it's a song that I wrote about 7 or 8 years ago. And I never really completed the song, but I ended up doing it kind of based on everything that's going around in the world right now, all the kind of the hatred that's going around, and the fighting, the wars, like everything that's been going on all around. And it's called Human Rainbow, talking about getting together. Like if you remember way back in the 80s, you had We Are the World. It's kind of that kind of a theme, but in a different, whole different perspective on it. And I brought in Little Joe La Familia. I brought Little Joe to do a part. I brought guys, Lonnie Jordan from War, and guys from the guys used to work with the Billy Mondragon there, down with it's DW3. And so these were guests that came in and did the thing with us, and it came out beautiful. And I'm very, very happy with it. And we've been getting some great response from that.
Now let's talk about the song Latin Lady.
Latin Lady, yeah. Well, Latin Lady is a song that just kind of conveys how I feel about our Latin ladies, our Latin women, the most beautiful women in the world.
Las Latinas.
Yeah, the Latinas, the most beautiful women in the world. That's the way I look at it. My wife is a Latina and she's beautiful, so. But that's how I feel about the song. And when I wrote that, it was. I noticed there's always songs about. Women, blonde hair, blue eyes, and this and that, but there's never, you don't hear a lot about the Latinas, sometimes the dark skin, so it doesn't always have this, light skin Latinas to brown hair, brown eyes, and beautiful women. So it basically, I'm talking about the Latinas, and that's what this song is all about. And Will Rise, which is Rivera, was our lead singer. He knocked it out of the ballpark, man. He did a great job on that. So we're really happy with that song.
Let's get political. Oh, Obama. Oh, how does this come about, man? How does this come about, man? I love it. Obama was his name. Hey, man, put me on the CD. How does this come about, man?
I thought about this, we did a song a few years back, and we called it Arizona, and it was about what was going on with the sheriff over there, I forgot his name now, but Arpaio, and about the whole situation about being racially profiled and this and that, and we did it as kind of a political satire, humorous song. And I decided I'll do the same thing with this guy that we have in office now, Mr. Donald Trump, and talking about how, when this guy being in office now, we really miss our old president, Obama. But I did it around the melody and part of just kind of around Oh Donna, Richie Valens' the song "Oh Donna," and basically, changing the words around to calling it Obama. But it talks about who and the whole thing, and it's like I said, it's a political satire, kind of comedy thing, and Bub Villa, our sax player, is the one that does the narration on there, and he plays a character that we call Johnny La Chingas, if I could say that on radio. I don't know if I can.
Of course, internet radio, Rudy, internet radio.
Internet radio, there you go. And so he goes in, and we had a ball writing the lyrics to the narration on there. We've had a great time just talking about how what's happening now with this president here and all the stuff, and you gotta hear it, because people have gotten everybody, they get a kick out of this thing, and whether you're political or not, it's funny, but it also leaves a message in there. And without saying very much more, you got to listen to that song. It's called Obama.
I tell you what, Rudy, let's take a break in the action, and let's go ahead and play Obama. See, I can't sing it. I can't do it like you guys do. So look, I'm going to play it right now.
Sound good, bro.
Hola there, Double R Radio. I'm here with Rudy Salas of Tierra. Let's take one of his brand new singles, Obama.
Robert Rivas Radio, Tejano, and much more.
Oye, Rudy, let me just tell you this, amigo. Dude, sooner or later, if I got to fly to East L.A., I want to be a part of it. Dude, I can say Obama or Shubat. I can do something, dude. Mira, Rudy, I promote it. I've got a radio station. I put on events. The only thing left on my bucket list for music is a cantar una canción, amigo. So look, I have to say Shubat or whatever, dude.
When you come out to LA, bro, we're gonna bring you up on stage with us, bro. Or even when we go to San Antonio, you come up and we'll do a song together, bro. Hell yeah, man! Learn the words to Obama, and we'll.
Well, I don't know. Let's see if I don't get assassinated.
Really, yeah, no, but it's all in fun. It's a lot of fun that you're doing this, and everybody, like I said, whether you agree with it or not, or whether, people talk about it, and hey, it creates dialogue, and I think that's what we need, more communication,
I love it, dude. I think it's awesome, and if people disagree with it, then they've got to get a sense of humor. They really
There you
do.
go. Exactly.
Let's talk about the Memories medley. I loved it.
Yeah, Memories medley is, Memories, we first recorded that song in 1981, and, we recorded it in 1980, but we released it in 1981. but we decided we did a medley with the song with memories, and then we used to go into a thing called Latin disco from there. But we decided to put right in the middle of there. We put Tavares's "Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel," because when I wrote the song Memories, almost unconsciously, I didn't realize I was kind of writing around that particular tune. That tune was out and it was a big hit. And when I wrote Memories, I realized after I wrote it, it had that same kind of feel to it. So we put that in there as a medley, and people love that, especially when we do live shows. They love the transition from going into Memories into Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel, and then we go in from there. We go into the Latin. We call it. It used to be Latin disco, but it's just called a Latin dance song now. And we go into the salsa thing, and people, they love the energy on that tune. So, we do that a lot on the shows, man. People, they go crazy, man. They go crazy on that song.
Let me ask you something, Rudy. I think we may have touched on this before, but I want to talk about this again just for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
You guys, y'all carry the R&B Latino kind of an angle to a lot of this music, and
Right.
I've always said that the R&B and Latino, music, it blends in. They embrace it. Los Mexicanos, los Chicanos, los Tejanos. It works. It really does. The beauty of that, and for you to record music, songs the way you do, and not only the Hispanics, even the Anglos, even the blacks, etc. They love your music, Rudy.
Oh, yeah, right. When we put out the song together, it became an instant hit in the R&B field, but it also was on the pop charts too. So it went across the board. People loved they loved the arrangement, because it was together. We didn't write that song, unfortunately, but it was originally done by the Intruders. But when we did it, we changed it around to give it that Latino, that kind of Latin R&B feel, our style, and people loved it. It went across the board, and it was one of the top songs of 1981 nationally and internationally. And but as far as we have, we just did a thing up in Dallas, Texas. Over the weekend, this past weekend, and there was more of an it was called the Latin Soul Fest, and a great crowd, and a great mix of African American and Latinos, a great audience, and we've always had a big base in the black community. And, it's great, but it works. I remember way back when I was a kid, hearing Talk to Me by Sonny Osuna, Sonny and the Sunglows. Well, Sonny and the Sunglows, and I had no idea he was Latino. It sounded like a great R&B song, and I heard it, and that's the kind of thing I guess that we did. We crossed over into that market here, and people love it, And so we've been doing it ever since,
Let me just give you a little fun fact. Just a couple of weekends ago at the Love Jams concert, a Bloodstone performed, and they started off with a Tower of Power song, You're Still a Young Man. And several people around me were saying, man, that was an awesome hit for them. And I turned around and I said, listen, I don't mean to, it's a rain on your parade, but that wasn't their song. That was Tower of Power. They were like, that's not their song? No, man, that was Tower of Power. I was very surprised. A band like Bloodstone, who's got hits, they were playing a Tower Power song.
Yeah, I know they put that on their album, and it's a big hit for them too. It's a classic. When you do classic songs, you better be able to do it at least as good as the original, or people aren't going to accept it. And apparently, Bloodstone did a hell of a job, and did it as well. They're a great group. And they had their own hits, themselves. But doing a song like "You're Still a Young Man," which is a classic, apparently they knocked it out of the ballpark too. So that's great. That's, like I said, that's what we did with Together. We redid it, but we did it a whole kind of different style, and people loved it. If it wouldn't have worked if we would have tried to do it exactly the way the original was.
Amigo, I'm sure in your lifetime, doing your thing the way you're doing, that you've seen bands come and go, bands trying. I mean, that just goes to show you and show people this isn't easy. What you guys are doing is not easy. Have you ever had bands, singers, songwriters come up to you and ask you, hey, man, any advice, anything you can tell me to help me try to get to the next level?
All I can tell them is that you better love what you're doing, because it's, like you said, it's not easy. It's very hard. It's a very difficult career to get into. There's a lot of setbacks, but you got to be able to fail and get back on that horse and go at it again. But if you really have a passion for, and I think the main motivation should be the passion for the music, not the fame, not the money, not the women. It's got to be the passion for the music, because there's so much that you got to go through. All this other stuff is so shallow compared to if you have to be able to love what you're doing. And because, man, I've gone through so many ups and downs. Sometimes like it's when they say labor of love, it's a major labor, but you got to love it. And I do, and that's when everybody's doing it in the band. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's right. Now, Rudy, if people want to buy your brand new CD, how can they purchase it?
Well, they can get it either. You could go to Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, Amazon.com, iTunes, Spotify, and go to tierramusic.com. You could order it from our website on tierramusic.com, and it's out there. So or you can reach us. Go ahead and call, and you can give us a call, and we can get it to you too. So either way, just go out there and get it. And if you have any questions, write to us at we have our Tierra Facebook. And if you have any questions regarding the CD, you can go ahead and contact us there, and we'll help you get the CD.
Amigo, I know you mentioned Dallas, Texas. How was your concert up there?
It was great. Like I said, I had a mix of a variety, a mix on as far as Latinos, African Americans. I mean, white people. It was great, and we really enjoyed it. And as a matter of fact, we're going to go back there in Dallas, Texas, to do a thing up there in DeSoto, Texas. So I want to get back to San Antonio. That's where I want to go. So we'll probably do something in the summer there. But it turned out great. It turned out really, really good, and I can't wait to go back to Texas.
Amigo, I tell you what, people love talking about memories. So you know what? Let's test your memory bank here a little bit. Can you give us a little memory, a little fond memory of the band Tierra, of you guys performing out there in concert back in the 80s? Something that you'll never forget, where y'all performed somewhere or coming out on TV, algo that, hey man, people want to hear something about you guys that nobody else knows, or you never talked about. You got something special that you can remember?
Well, there's so many special moments, so many special memories that I have throughout the years, man, that I treasure. But I think probably the most special to me, because to my heart, was when we ended up playing at Carnegie Hall, because the record had just hit the top 40 charts, and it was what they call with the bullet. It was hitting, and it was going up the charts really, really fast. We went up to New York, and we did Carnegie Hall, the first time we ever been to New York, and we brought my parents, my mom and dad, to come down and see the show, and we got a standing ovation from the New York audiences, and my mom was right there crying. It was like one of those B movies, crying in the front row, sitting there watching his sons while they're getting the standing ovation, and it was such a great moment for us, and I treasure that memory.
Now, you're sure that your special memory wouldn't be the Muppet Show?
The Muppet Show. Okay. No, you got to tell me about that one. What is that? Refresh my memory.
Either Rudy, man, that one got by me, man. I don't know how that one got by me or what, man.
What was that? I don't know about the
How did you like working with Little Joe?
Maybe we'll get off the air. You can tell me if I.
There you go. How did you like working with Little Joe?
Oh, we love working with Little Joe, man. To the point, like I said, I brought him in to be a guest on our album and do it was a small part that he did on our song Human Rainbow. But I love working with Joe. He's a brother. I've always admired him. I've always been a big fan of his. I remember when I was a kid getting an album with Little Joe and the Latinaires. And I had never heard them before. Once I heard it, I was hooked. I just love their music, you know. And to be working with him, and we've done quite a few shows with him now, and to be working with him on the same stage, it's like a dream come true. And I say that, about Joe, but also, also people like James Brown, we're able to, I've always admired James Brown. I've always been a big fan of James Brown, and he called us to back him up on some shows and stuff like that, and that was a dream come true. So, we've been very blessed to be able to share the same stage with such great artists, and we're still doing it now. Doing all these Love Jam shows and doing all the all these shows around town. Around when I say around town, I mean around the country and then different parts of the world too. So, but we've been very lucky. We've been very blessed to be able to work with such great artists, man.
Have you always kept track of Tejano music?
I didn't know that much about Tejano music until, like I said, I heard about Little Joe. That's when I first discovered the Tejano sound and the whole thing, and that was, I must have been about 17 years old when I first heard about it, and I loved it ever since. And now we've been doing a lot of shows with Tejano artists and that kind of thing. We do, a lot of the oldsters, but there's a lot of new acts that are coming in too, Tejano acts too, and I love the music. I love the energy, and hopefully we keep doing more stuff out there with Tejano groups, Tejano bands and stuff.
Amigo, what is in the future for your band and yourself, of course?
Yeah, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing until we can't do it no more. What else are we going to do, bro? but you know what? As long as people love the music, and as long as we still have a passion for the music, we're going to be doing it. We're right now in the process, just like I said, right now we're just really kind of just promoting this new album. And there'll be another album after this, and we'll hopefully try to get to everybody's town, man. That's the thing that I'm working on right now, we get all these requests from people asking us, hey, how come you don't come out here? We don't, well, that's what we're trying to do. We want to make sure we can hit every city and every town in the country. So that's what we're working on.
They fail to realize, man, it's a business, it's tough, and you got a lot of guys in the band, and to travel, I mean, it's tough. It really is.
Yeah, it's tough.
At the end of the day,
we were talking about that. Right, we were talking about that the other day on our way back. People think it's all glamour and it's all they see everything that's going on stage, but they don't realize there's all the harsh. I mean, to give you a good example, we went out to Denver, Colorado last week, and but we didn't get there till 5:30 in the morning, and then had to drive to Pueblo, Colorado, another 2 hours away, and got there about 7:30. It's crazy, and then try to go do a show the same day. It's not easy. But we love it. We love what we're doing, and we'll do it. Our fans are out there. They want us to do it. We're doing it.
Amigo, todos dormidos y todo, pero hablando, ¿verdad?
Yeah, really, man. I'm half asleep up there doing it. No, not truthfully. Once we get on stage, there's kind of it all revitalizes. Everybody's right there. Boom, man, we do it. And what I love about these guys that I'm working with, man, they step up to the plate, man. They go up there and they do it, and they always seem to be having a great time up there on stage. And that's when we do that, it reflects on the audience, and they have a good time too. So, man, that's what it's all about. That's rock and roll, man, like as they say.
Amigo, each and every time that we talk, outside of doing an interview or whatever, I mean, you always make yourself available to me and to the radio station and to my fans, and I love you for it. You've always been awesome. Like I said, I haven't known you long, but I feel like I've known you forever, and I thank you for taking the time to do this.
Well, like I said, we're familia now, and I really, I got to tell you, man, I'm indebted to you and people like you that keep our music going, man. That's the thing that keeps us going. People who like you guys who keep playing the music and getting it out to the people. And like I said before, someone asked me, what could we do? The audience do? I'd say, hey, you're doing it. You're coming on. You're supporting this music. You don't want. It's old school. But we cannot allow it to die, man. People, we got to keep this music out there. The Latino music, the Tejano music, the California music, all over, just to keep these bands out there. Little Joey La Familia, El Chicano, Tierra, all these groups. Keep us going out there, man. Keep that music going because, it goes from generation to generation. And I notice now there's a younger generation coming to the shows, coming to the concerts. They're starting to love the music too. So as long as we keep it out there, and like I said, you guys have been supporting that music and getting it out to the audiences, and we're indebted to you guys. And I love you, bro, because like I said, you're familia now, man. Amigo, be sure and tell your fans the name of your CD and where they can get it one more time. Well, you can get the CD at all, outlets, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, iTunes, Spotify, GetAmusic.com, and anywhere. And if you can't get it, write to us, and we'll get it for you.
That's right. There you go. And the name of the CD?
The name of it is Tierra Ya Llegó.
Attaboy and Obama.
Yeah.
Amigo, thank you for joining me
on stage, bro. We're going to get you up there to sing on stage, so you better practice, bro.
Holy guacamole. Really, people always ask me, Robert, do you sing? And I said, I do karaoke, but I only do instrumentals. Thinking, wait a minute.
Good answer.
Amigo, thank you for joining me on my morning show.
Thank you. I enjoyed it, man. Thank you, Robert.